Super League, and it's been marketed as the big one after Warrington's trip to Catalan and their loss to Catalan. Can Warrington move on up, spend one night in heaven, or will Wigan be feeling proud? So we're in a bit of a different location today. We are in the King's Head in Warrington, which is the Rugby League pub of the year. Adam, let's go into Catalan. Let's go straight away. Just where do you start? Let's go for positives.
Yeah,
from the Catalan game first.
So that first half, I think we looked very good. There was positive areas, obviously. There was a few mistakes, but yeah, first half there was promising signs. Obviously, George Williams showed his magic on his 350th appearance, and yeah, but as soon as that sin bin for Matty Ashton, he just shut off.
Yeah, so Warrington got into cruising position. They got 10-0 up. Catalan had a man sin binned, and they seemed to handle that better than what Warrington did when Matty Ashton was sin binned. Warrington seemed to not handle that period and seemed to go a little bit to pieces. A few comments I've seen about people think the season's unfolding in bits and pieces. Do you think that's a bit harsh at the moment?
A little bit. Obviously, we're still in baby steps. I think we're still, like we keep saying every time, like we're not out of like third gear. But unfortunately, on the weekend, we weren't the best, were we?
No, Catalans only lost once at home as well. And that's probably, they were looking for a reaction after their 36-4 Challenge Cup exit to Saints. So they were looking for that reaction, and Warrington were on the back of that reaction. Injuries again have been picked up. James Harrison, Luke Yates is going to be out for a few weeks with his head in his neck.
Yep.
Warrington needs to regroup and come again, because there's no bigger game this week, is there?
No. All like obviously rivalries, it's like form goes out the window. As we say in football, form goes out the window when it's your local rivals, and we're going to be up for it. Obviously, they've got beat against Castleford this week, and yeah, Warrington obviously they've got to make a mark and they've got to make an improvement from last week.
Yeah, that's got to be Catalan's best performance of the year. They've sort of set a market. They are. So let's just be real for a minute though. They are fifth in the table.
Yeah. They
are fifth in the table. They're not fifth in the table for no reason.
Yeah.
And they've put in some good performances. They beat Hull KR, they beat a few other teams. Catalan's a tough place to go with.
Yeah, absolutely.
The home fans on your back. It's 26 degrees weather-wise. There's a lot of factors in there.
It's like another Leeds. Like obviously they were shouting quite a bit, and I think it was Marcus Griffiths referee.
Yes, Marcus Griffiths was referee.
Like we said in the Leeds game, the first half he didn't listen to them. He didn't pay any attention to them, and then second half they were screaming quite a bit, and he was screaming like the referee. He was giving a bit to Catalan, but as you mentioned there, you can't fault Catalan because they played out their skin.
No, they've been in Super League 20 years as well.
Yeah.
So they've had, in the past, star players like Stacey Jones, they've had Scott Durrell, they've had real big household names.
Yeah.
They're having to dial back a little bit on that because they're actually paying for the teams to travel as well. So they've had to dial it back a bit, but you couldn't sound like the way they played. And I think it's probably more about attitude. I think Catalan came out with a better attitude.
Yeah.
I think Warrington's attitude, I think once they got to 10-0 and they thought they were cruising, they stepped back a bit.
Yeah.
And when you get injuries, so like when James Harrison went off, and when they had to shuffle things around, when Ashton went off, it disrupts your squad, it disrupts your momentum, and it disrupts how you go about things. And it also takes your game plan out, because you're not working on 17 subs anymore.
No.
You're working on 16.
Yeah.
Because you've got one less guy on them. So you've got your rotation, especially when it's hot as well. Your rotation becomes harder then.
Yeah. Obviously they're used to that climate, and obviously they've been used to it all year. They've trained in it, and we don't really have that weather over here. So obviously, I know Gal Powell used to say we train well, but obviously they're used to that climate.
It's from Warrington's point of view, it's hard to say because it's a loss, and it's the heaviest loss of the year because Warrington were running up points for fun.
Yeah.
Are we going to learn from that?
Absolutely. Like I've said it before, I think only Warrington will only lose at least 5 this year. Obviously, I know against Leeds, yet again we shut off. But Catalan, I think that's going to be a learning point now, where we need to get better.
Yeah. There's things that Warrington were doing well. There's things that Warrington weren't doing so well.
Communication. There was no
massive.
communication on Saturday. When I think it was Danny Walker who passed that ball. I think the game was done by this point. I think it was like 72nd minute. And
when Lewis Dodd pounced on it,
yeah,
they were all just going. You said, well, no,
yeah.
You're taking it. No, you're taking it. That's where you've got to get your control. And also, if you notice it, every time Warrington lose, and it was the same against Leeds, Warrington were getting drawn into stupid penalties, stupid errors, giving daft ball up in the wrong position, basically.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of it. That's a lot they can control themselves.
Yeah.
What do you think Warrington need to do to fix it up? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, again, I know we've said it before. It's just simple rugby. We didn't play simple rugby on Saturday. I think we were just trying too hard. Obviously, I've seen a few people commenting on Snead's 5th tackle kicks. What's a bit of a weird one. I think his kicking game's wonderful. Obviously, I know there's a few mistakes in there. Obviously, there's a few 7 tackle restarts. We need to work on them, but people are forgetting it's still early days.
Yeah.
Like, it's still only round 8 of the Super League.
To be honest, this kicking game is exemplary most of the time.
Yeah.
That ball, to me, the more and more it went on in the game, it looked like it was slippy, it was sliding, sweat on people's hands, and it was just sliding about, and you just can't get sort of full control, can you?
No.
It's harder to grip, control, sort of thing. It's simple errors. There was comments from a few fans, and Matt Turner and the Guardian picked this up, that the Catalan pack absolutely beasted Warrington. Matt Turner in his post-match comments asked Sam Burgess about this, and Burgess kind of like brushed it off and said, look, they're good mobile forwards, they might not be the biggest, but is that a factor that you've not got bigger guys?
I don't know. Obviously, like we beat the likes of Saints. They've got a big forward pack this year. Obviously, I know Saints have gone up the boil the last few years, but they've recruited very well this year. Obviously, we got very close against Leeds. We recruited again very well.
They've got a monster pack as well.
Yeah, but as you've mentioned there at the start of the podcast, Catalan is a very hard place to go.
Tough. It's tough.
It
is a tough place to go. Another factor, there's 2 factors I could give you. Somebody said the black and red kit's kind of not lucky enough for us. I don't know how much really into that.
Yeah.
I think that's attitude of mind more than
Yeah.
anything. But also, what was it? There's something else that was dead obvious. It's gone out my head, it'll come back to me at some point. But yeah, there's plenty there. That was it. McNamara. Has the McNamara announcement midweek going to Hull derail Warrington's thinking a little bit?
Obviously, it's gonna mix things up. It's gonna throw like the hands in their air a bit. But as we mentioned before, like it shouldn't have an effect on the players. We focus on this year. Obviously, I know. Obviously, it's a bit of a transition move. Obviously, he's came in and he's going away straight away.
Yeah.
But as we've mentioned before, these things happen in sport, and you've got to get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, look at Premier League football. They change managers all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
Like, say Tottenham, for example, they must have had a manager every 5 minutes. I think I'm even going to put my CV in next time, see what I can get a couple of £1 million and walk away.
Yeah, be good.
That's it.
Be good.
Could do that. Director of football, Adam, fancy it at Tottenham.
There we go. Director of football got a new job.
Yeah, we'll take him. Take him to the champion. No, we won't. We'll take him somewhere.
We'll take him somewhere.
Probably better than where they are now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of factors there, but there's a lot that Warrington can do to set it right, set it back in motion again. So rumours this week as well. This has come to light more Sunday night. This has come from Andrew Johns. Nathan Cleary, Warrington.
Mind blowing.
I think it's more credible than Hull's £1 million a year offer, to be honest. Joey John said himself that Simon Rapp will find a way to move heaven and earth to get Nathan Cleary here.
It makes sense more than Hull, I think. Obviously offering £1 million a year, that's just crazy money. And Nathan Cleary even said, I'm not there for the money, I just want to play my best football. And it kind of makes sense. Obviously we're getting rid of Williams this year, Snead's probably on his way out.
50-50.
And then obviously there's no one really. Obviously we've got money on the cap from Duffy, obviously we've got money from McManara going.
Paul Vaughan as well.
Paul Vaughan. So it kind of makes sense. Obviously we've got the likes of you and Erling coming through, and he'll learn. I know obviously on the pre-season tour they did in Australia, he's learned a lot of Andrew Johns. Yeah. But it kind of makes sense more than Hull to get him over here.
I'm sure Andrew Johns will have been in Nathan Cleary's ear a little bit and said, look, come to Warrington. And
I mean, everyone wants it. He'll probably be linked with Castleford next week. Wakefield, obviously, they've got 2 bars of check.
The thing is with Hull, I'm not saying this to be kind of flippant. If you offer him £1 million, I know only so much of that counts on your salary cap.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to drop your playing squad drastically because, like the likes of Hardacre, Caesar, they're not going to be on small amounts of money, are they? So to afford Nathan Cleary, you're going to drop half your playing squad down. That's the way I'd see it.
Yeah, no, as we mentioned last week, the other week I think it was, like Hull SC would have to play all their reserves and just keep Nathan Cleary in there. And if Nathan Cleary gets injured, they're gone. They're gone.
Just on Hull FC, while we're on this sort of thing, there seems to be a bit of a farewell after Hull FC's defeat to Saints on Thursday night to John Cartwright.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. Richie Miller's not done a good job there, I don't think.
It's they kind of dug themselves a bit of a hole.
Yeah.
Because is he going to be coaching this week? Is he not going to be coaching this week?
Well, I heard that John Cartwright's in the board, but he's not coaching them. They've got Andy Lastin as an interim.
And this is where it disrupts.
Yeah.
And I think we've come across this. We've said this before about Hull. You start disrupting. I mean, they're a well-branded side, they're well-marketed, they've got a strong fan base. But are they going to sell loads of season tickets on the back of this? Because it's not giving enough certainty.
No.
And that's what, I mean, I'll bring it back to Warrington podcast. Announcing Steve McNamara last week.
Yeah.
That doesn't give Warrington any certainty. That gives fans, if you look at it another way, gives fans another load of questions.
Yeah.
And that's where the uncertainty, and that feeds into your mindset sometimes, doesn't it? It's, how do you deal with it? Because it's already out there, but the players have got to get their heads back together and say, this is where we want to go and this is where we want to be.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, this is happening, like, don't let it affect you. We need to focus on this year. Like, obviously I know it's loads of noise and all that lot, and everyone's probably going to be talking about it when the players, like, they meet fans and stuff, saying like, oh, what do you think about McNamara? You've just got to block it out. It's just noise at the end of the day, and obviously, like, we do it in life.
Yeah.
Like, when you don't like people, you just block them out, and unfortunately,
you become white noise, don't we?
Exactly. You've just got to, like, obviously just say, oh, like, no, it's a shame, or just something like that. Obviously, don't be rude to them. Obviously, like, we're Warrington fans, like, obviously I keep mentioning I was at Fans Forum, and that's the one thing people got annoyed with Sam Burgess. He never comes over to that south stand apparently and says like thank you for coming, or like he claps the fans. And obviously I think you've seen it like this season now, they've started coming over to the south stand and clapping the fans, because all they did was just say thank you and then they go back round to their families. But yeah, I think you've just got to ignore it.
Yeah, I think you've got to focus on 2026 more than focusing on what's coming in the future, what's 2027 like, how we're getting Nathan Cleary. Let's focus on Super League. And there's no better place this week than the Halliwell Jones Stadium. It's being marketed as the big one. And they play some team from down the road, never heard of them. Wigan.
It's a bit smelly, aren't they? I don't know.
Never heard of them. Playing Cherry and White. Warrington do not have a good record at home against Wigan. This was a stat that was on the Guardian, so I don't think they've beaten them at home since 2021. Do you want to dissect Wigan? Do you want to dissect their problems? Does Matty Pete need to go? Because I've seen this on social media.
Yeah, well, this is what I mean.
This is becoming noise again, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously, is Matt Pete getting a bit, obviously, a bit out of his depth now? Obviously, I was at the game on Sunday against Castleford, and a few fans near me, they were saying like he needs to go because he's only picking his friends and all that. Like he's picking his mates. Obviously, a lot of fans again. Obviously, we mentioned on the Good Friday one, Liam Farrell centre. Like he's not a centre. They need to stop playing him centre.
Put Junior in centre in centre. If you're gonna put any. You need that big void to fill.
Yeah, like obviously we had our injuries last year. They've got Bevan French. I think they've got Jake Wardle back for the semi. But as we know, one man doesn't make a team.
And they've got Harry Smith and Sam Walters currently sat serving match bans as well.
Yeah, that doesn't help. And
I thought some of the social media posts, I thought I was reading the Warrington social media posts the way the Wigan fans were going on. Because they were questioning the defence, they were questioning the attack, they were questioning the coaching, they were questioning the recruitment. There's any list of things.
Obviously Wigan, they are a successful team and they want success, and when they're not, obviously I remember going a few years ago to pick up some tickets, and when we got Noel Powell as a manager, and the woman said in the club shop, I think you're quite jealous. I can't remember the words she said, but she said you consider yourselves lucky that we've had these years of success with Tony Smith, and now we're having like a trial period of failure. But I was just like, no. Like if you ask every Warrington fan, they want that one thing, and that's that grand final trophy. And obviously Wigan, they're you mention anyone like rugby union, you mention a rugby union fan, you mention Wigan, they know who they are. Then Wigan want that success, but unfortunately, you've got to play with what you've got.
As we as Warrington fans are ingrained to sort of hate Wigan, it's the rivalry, it's the old passion. They're a very well-run club. They've got a culture that stems from top to bottom, so admin, going up, marketing, community, women's, academy first team.
I was saying this on Sunday. I wish Warrington were like Wigan. Obviously, we're getting there with the academy and all that lot.
Gary's really driving that.
But I wish Warrington were like linked in like Wigan. Obviously, like Wigan on Sunday did the charity match for Derry House. When have you seen Warrington do that?
To be fair, right, we'll go back a few years. Warrington have done charity shirts for multi-euros, they've done stuff for Health Heroes, so it's not that they don't do it. But the problem is with the charity shirts,
it's for a game.
It can be for one game. It depletes what you're doing on your merchandise. I think Warrington this year are more sort of focused on the 150th year stuff. So they have done charity shirts in the past. When I worked for Warrington, they did the R&D stuff, they did the Health Heroes stuff. They brought one out a few years ago for when they had all those Australian bushfires. They did a charity shirt for that.
I remember that.
They do it. I get what you're saying, but we're going to have had this thing for years and years where it's just they're top of the game, and they, if you go back to the 90s, they were like the first professional club because they had all the full-time players where everyone else was like pretty much playing part-time.
Yeah.
They've always been that brand that's up there, but they've made themselves that brand by becoming successful and creating a culture around it. The culture of the time will come at Warrington.
Yeah.
But you've got to keep building. You've got to keep building from within. And this, I mean, all organisations, they're probably not perfect.
No.
And there's still going to be like, there's things they can improve on. And it's just how you get it out. I think it's how you communicate it to the fans. I mean, I think it was brilliant that they did that shirt for Darien House. Absolutely superb. They should have sold Castleford to wear an away shirt or something.
This is what
massive colour.
Everyone's obviously, I didn't watch the game back on television when I got home, but everyone's saying on there's rugby league fans, we were saying, oh, it was a kit clash and stuff, and I was like, are they colourblind? But obviously, I probably need to watch the game back, but I didn't see anything that stand out on Sunday.
There was, on the telly,
there
was a little bit, because the Wigan shirt was green and the Cash shirt was orange. When they come together, it was a little bit hard to tell without the ball.
Right.
You have a look at, go on YouTube and have a look at the highlights.
Yeah.
You'll see what I mean, because they're on the green pitch as well. I mean, Wigan could have been camouflaged.
Could be the pitch.
That could be why they lost on Sunday. So, what would you expect of Wigan on Friday night? Do you think they're going to be better than they were against Castleford?
Absolutely. Obviously, we know Wigan. They won't approve of that, and it's like obviously like Warrington will.
There'll be a reaction.
Absolutely, there'll be a reaction. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I think obviously they've got players out with injuries suspended. We've got players out. So, but yeah, it's going to be a very good game. I think.
I think Warrington needs to go back to basics this week.
Yeah.
Now there's a question. I'm going to ask you a question. See what you think it is, and I'm also going to ask you another question. You can answer both. One Warrington, one Wigan.
Okay.
Warrington one, and this is only because I've seen some bits and pieces on social media, so I'll ask the question anyway.
Okay.
Is Warrington's season unravelling?
It's too early.
And your mate thought it was unravelling last night.
Yeah, he thinks it's unravelling, and I think half the fan base do.
So it's round 9.
Exactly, it's round 9. Obviously, like when we get I think I was saying to one of my friends in work today. I think obviously if Burgess has rushed the injuries back early, obviously that's on him, and he needs to learn from that. And I think he will not play anyone like Luke Yates, Jimmy Harrison, Cai Taylor-Wray until that semi-final now. Yeah. I think obviously we've got, as we've mentioned many a times, they've got the players knocking on the door. Obviously the loans don't help when they're sending Max Wood out, Luke Thomas obviously, but we can recall them if needed. But yeah, as we've said, it's only round 9, and I feel like, obviously I know you were going to get into this, but Super League's pretty open this year. Anyone can beat anyone. Obviously we've seen Toulouse beat a few people, and like York.
When they get players back, they can be a force to be reckoned with. Bradford, they'll be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, obviously Bradford away, another hard ground.
I mean, all these clubs at the moment are actually going through injuries after injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, Bradford, I think they're down to about 15 players now. So I saw something they're trying to ring round and try and get a few players in on loan at the moment. It's not an ideal time when you've got Ulcar, is it?
No.
I mean, Ulcar seems to be the only ones that don't suffer injuries.
Always.
They must have one great medical team.
Yeah, obviously they got Arthur Morg injured.
Yeah.
Obviously, as soon as he got injured, I said, yeah, that's going to be Jack Broadbent's job. But yeah, I wouldn't count Warrington out yet. It's still only early days.
Look at Wakefield, the second in the table.
Yeah. That
table is going to ebb and flow. I mean, it's got a little bit of consistency into it at the moment, but it's going to ebb and flow. And the remarks on Sky on Sunday said anyone can turn up and beat anyone.
Like, we've still got that game in hand against OKR, people keep forgetting.
Yeah. Which will end up on a Tuesday night at OKR.
Yeah, brilliant.
Such planning.
Yeah, obviously enough for it when they can, but obviously if we get that game in hand and the things stay the way they are now, we're joint top. Obviously, I know it's obviously points difference is a bit of a thing, but we'll be on 12 same as the rest. So.
Well, I mean, our points difference was diminished a bit because Leeds scored 52 against Huddersfield. I thought Huddersfield were coming back into some sort of resurgence, but they've gone a bit
and obviously Wakefield beat Bradford, obviously we mentioned though, they've got injuries.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, you could be one injury away from having your season soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so my second question, are Wigan having a mini crisis? Because it's a long time, I've seen it somewhere, that they've lost 3 amounts, 3 Super League games.
I think we've summed it up pretty well, this podcast. I think, like, yeah, they are. Obviously, as I keep saying, I was on the game on Sunday and they keep saying, like, Matt P needs to stop playing his friends, and I said, what do you mean? And they just said, they're just playing positions elsewhere. Like, Liam Farrell's, he's not a centre. They need to play him somewhere else. They've got like the likes of, like, they brought in what's it called, Johnny Vaughan from Saints. Sam Burgess looked a bit injured on Sunday. They've got the likes of that Noah Hodgkinson. He was playing for Salford when I was taking photos the other week when Cai Field was injured, and I just don't know why they're not playing the likes of them. Like,
they've always had a good youth system, Wigan. Yeah. They've always had players that have come through. Why does it feel like they're not using the youth systems to the full potential at the moment?
I don't know. I honestly can't answer that. I don't know.
Because I know Warrington are using the full youth system. I will caveat that and say Warrington did actually get beat in the reserves comp this week by London, 32-28 after being 22-6 down at half time. But I think a lot of that is to do with the fact that the players that are in regular reserves are all out on loan at the moment.
So you've got like the likes of Leon Hayes at Widnes, who was at Salford last week. Yeah. He's flicking between clubs at the minute. Obviously, yeah. I don't think it helps, obviously, with the reserves, obviously. But then they're going to have to recruit from the scholarship or wherever that team is, and recruit through there.
Yeah. So you have to come. You get all your academy lads then coming into reserves, and some of them are 16, 17. Yeah. Bit of a difference in size when you've got players who are probably not quite first grade but playing reserves. Yeah. And are a lot bigger and a lot physically. Yeah. As
we've seen the other week when Sneed and James Bentley, like you mentioned, they played in the reserves.
Yes. They wanted to play in the reserves as well.
Yeah. Like when we went to watch Hull FC in Warrington. Reserves. Logan Moy was fullback. Yeah. He was playing last week against Saints. So you've got Super League talent in the reserves as well. Yeah. So you've got to be on your A game.
And Warrington's reserves play Wigan reserves this weekend.
That should be a good game.
It should be a fantastic game because Wigan reserves beat Cats 38-6 on Sunday night. So it's all to play for. But it also depends. You're going to see much change reserve team because a lot of those reserves are going to be first team action on Friday night. So the system does work to a point, but it's how far do you stretch your players? Yeah. Because I mean, I've never known like Wigan to be like this stretch for players and scratching around. And I mean, I know they signed Oliver Wilson and he got injured pre-season.
They used to be like the Man City of football. That Man City, I don't know if you've seen it, obviously football, but Man City's bench is another team. They could do a job on like the likes of like Liverpool, Wolves. They could do a job on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we said, like Wigan just like as we mentioned another time in the podcast, has their recruitment been poor this year? Are they having a 2025 phase like Warrington?
They could. I mean, they could well be. I mean, there could be constraints on salary cap and bits and pieces that we don't know behind the scenes that go on. I mean, they've got fantastic medical teams and stuff like that, and they throw a lot at it, but it doesn't give you a right to win a championship all the time.
No, like they got like Bevan French and Cai Field. Obviously, everyone mentions as soon as they go off, Wigan go off the boil. Obviously, we've seen it before, and now it's happened again. I think Wigan need to look at it and go, right, we need to get someone in here just in case. Like, would you see Max Jowett going to there? So
maybe. I
we
mean,
don't know.
Wakefield are looking to offload Max Jowett, aren't they? Because
Exactly.
Servas coming in.
Yeah,
So they're going to have to pull some money out of the salary cap.
yeah,
Max Jowett's being offered to Super League clubs at the moment.
yeah. So
Could Wigan sort of...
I know he's not the best and he's not the fastest, but he does a job,
Yeah.
and he is
Pretty solid at the back.
on his day.
And he can kick goals as well.
Exactly, on his day, he is good, and I think that's what you just need. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's all to play for. Now, this is going to lead me on to my next question. Who needs to win more on Friday night, Warrington or Wigan?
Obviously,
I know it's like tossing a coin up in the air and getting your magic ball out. And if you were to go to Wigan, we're going to tell you they need to win more.
yeah,
If you went to Warrington, they'd say the same, or we need to win this. It creates a nice tight contest.
yeah.
Depends on the weather.
I'm gonna be different here. I'm gonna say Wigan need it more. I think they're obviously, like we've mentioned, they're not the best at the minute, and Wigan fans are getting very frustrated. Obviously, I know it sounds harsh, but us Warrington fans, we're used to it.
Yeah.
Like, we're used to it, but yeah, Wigan obviously we mentioned before that they're a winning club. They want to win, and obviously like we're still in the title, league and shield race. But yeah, Wigan they're slowly, gradually going down that table.
Yeah, I mean, it's whichever way you look at it this weekend, it's going to be a tough game. It really should be drawing high viewing figures, because it's got the makings of a classic.
Yeah.
If both teams play to the potential, I mean, surprisingly for Wigan, there was a lot of drop ball, a lot of like things they didn't do.
No, I honestly don't know what's going on with them at the minute.
No.
It's crazy.
Here's another one for you. I saw this somewhere, probably on Twitter. Kurt Haggerty, the Bradford coach, was questioning whether speeding the rucks up too much is causing more injuries.
No, like obviously they're athletes. They need to be ready for anything. Obviously, I know. Obviously, people moan in football, like saying when they've got a game on a Tuesday and they've got a game on a Saturday.
Yeah,
like,
they're playing 3-4 times a week, aren't they?
But as we've mentioned before, like rotate the squads, like get the likes. Obviously, like Burgess did the other week, he got like you and Irwin in, and just rotate your squads.
Yeah, give your teams a bit of a
breather,
slow down sort of thing. And that's what I think. That's what you need to do sometimes. You need to rotate your squad well and manage your squad well and see where you come out.
Yeah.
So, score predictions. It's Friday night. We're under the floodlights. We're at the Halliwell Jones Stadium, about 200 yards away from here.
I hate this time of the week.
Who's your money on?
Yeah, obviously, it's going to be Warrington. Obviously, like I can't back Wigan, but I do think it's going to be a tight affair.
You could if your girlfriend was there, by the way.
No, absolutely not.
She'll probably say this later, disowning you, mate.
But no, obviously, I think Warrington might nip it. I think it'll be 22-18 to Warrington.
Yeah, it's set for a tight contest. Warrington need a response after last week. I would expect a response on Friday night. I would expect a few big hits to be going in. I would expect a bit of biff, maybe.
Bring back the biff,
yeah. I also would expect that Danny Walker will exploit Wigan's rucks because they've not been the cleanest when they square. On Sunday I saw Wigan a few times.
Yeah.
And December was one.
Yeah.
And I think Brad O'Neill was another. They were very slow getting back into the mark positions. Danny Walker might use that to his advantage on Friday.
Yeah.
And you've also got ex-Wigan players. George Williams, Sam Powell, Ian Byrne.
They'll bring their class into it. Obviously, like we said before, they've got that winning mentality and they know how to win big games. And obviously, we've seen George Williams do it on Saturday last week. When he sees a space, a gap, he's straight through. And I think that's what we need.
Yeah. Paul Cullen's always said, it was on a video somewhere, the first thing you circle when the fixtures are out is Wigan weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no extra motivation needed on that.
No.
Circle it in the calendar, Wigan week, that's
Yeah.
what you're focused on. That's where it's charged up between the two towns, and
Yeah.
both sides will be looking to respond and looking to play a bit more over through. We don't know who the referee is yet, and let's just hope whoever it is keeps the ruck speed good,
Yeah.
and he's not pulling up for 6 agains all the time, because that's when the game goes a bit off.
Yeah.
Because you stood there waiting 6 again.
Yeah.
We'll go to captain challenge, this sort of thing. I think Warrington will win,
Yeah.
and I think it'll be by a point. It's going to be a Marksman drop goal in the 70th minute. 21-16.
Okay.
I think it's going to be 21-16.
Ooh, close.
Yes.
Close.
I'm going to say 21-16. The Warrington's going to score good. I think they're going to score first. Wigan will come back into it. It'll be like 20-16 with 10 to go. Sneed will put a drop goal over it with 21-16.
Just to put salt in the wound.
Yeah, about 73-74 minutes. That would be. That's wild.
Amazing. That'd be good.
I can't see neither side running away with it.
No.
I think it's going to be too close to call, and it's going to come down to a couple of points either way. But I would go 21-16. I just think it'll be like a 5-point margin for some reason.
Bohemian score.
Well, yeah, could be. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that's it for the podcast this week.
It is. It
I
is.
say thank you very much to the guys at the King's Head
Yeah.
for accommodating us this afternoon as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
And if you come into the game on Friday, head in here first. Come and build the atmosphere up, and
Obviously the room we're in the back room, and they have like parties in here. You can host events in here, and
they have a DJ on a Friday night when the games are on as well, don't they?
Yeah.
And
it'll be bouncing.
If the weather's like this on Friday night, it'll be absolutely jumping in here.
Yeah, it'll be good. So get yourselves down here, give the King's Head a try out, and yeah, we'll see you on next week when we talk about, I think it's Huddersfield away, isn't it?
Yeah, Huddersfield away next week.
Yeah, so see you guys then.
Yep, take it easy, guys.